stop. If your woman has suddenly gone quiet, distant, or pulled away, this video is critical. That sinking feeling in your stomach, the endless questions racing through your mind, you're not alone. But what you do next can either bridge the gap or build a wall. Today, we're exposing the 3 big mistakes most guys make in this exact situation. Mistakes that practically guarantee you push her further away. The third one is surprisingly common, but the most damaging. Stay tuned. Her silence can feel like a punch to the gut. One minute things seem fine, the next, it's like she's a million miles away. Your mind goes into overdrive. Is she mad at me? Did I mess up? Is she losing interest? Is there someone else? You might feel a desperate urge to fix it, to get things back to normal right now. This uncertainty is a breeding ground for anxiety, insecurity, and often reactive behaviors that, with the best intentions, end up making everything worse. You're walking on eggshells, trying to decode every sigh, every short reply. It's exhausting and can make you feel completely powerless. But what if you could navigate this situation with more confidence and less anxiety? What if you knew exactly what not to do? And more importantly, what to do to foster understanding and potentially reopen communication? That's exactly what we're covering. We're not just pointing out the mistakes. We're giving you the smarter, more effective alternatives. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to handle her silence constructively, protect your own peace of mind, and give your relationship the best chance to thrive. Before we dive into the mistakes, it's helpful to briefly understand why a woman might go quiet. It's not always about you directly. She could be processing her own emotions, needing space to think about her feelings, something in her life, or the relationship itself. Stressed or overwhelmed, dealing with work, family, or personal issues that are consuming her energy. Hurt or upset by something specific. And she might not know how to bring it up or needs time to cool down. Feeling smothered or needing independence, especially if the relationship has been very intense. Testing the waters, less common, mature. Seeing how you'll react, though this isn't a healthy dynamic. Understanding these possibilities helps you avoid personalizing her silence immediately. Now let's look at how not to react. The first and incredibly common mistake when she goes quiet is the panic and pursue overdrive. Your anxiety spikes, and you immediately try to close the distance by ramping up the communication and intensity. This means bombarding her with texts. Are you okay? What's wrong? Did I do something? Please talk to me. Followed by multiple calls if she doesn't respond. You might show up unannounced or try to force a conversation before she's ready. You're essentially demanding her attention and reassurance right now. This usually stems from a deep fear of rejection, abandonment, or losing control. Her silence feels threatening, and you're trying to regain connection and certainty as quickly as possible. Your intention might be to show you care, but the impact is often the opposite. This behavior usually backfires spectacularly. Instead of bringing her closer, it often makes her feel suffocated, pressured, and even more inclined to withdraw. It signals neediness and a lack of emotional self-regulation on your part. If she genuinely needed space, you're violating that. If she was upset, you're making it about your anxiety instead of her feelings. It can come across as controlling and insecure, all major attraction killers. Think of Tom. When Sarah went quiet after a small disagreement, Tom sent 20 texts in an hour. Sarah, who just needed a bit of time to cool off, felt overwhelmed and more annoyed, making her retreat further. Instead of panicking and pursuing, regulate your own anxiety. First, take a breath. Remind yourself that her silence isn't automatically a catastrophe or solely about you. Send one calm, open-ended message. After a reasonable period of silence, e.g., half a day, depending on your usual dynamic, send something like, "Hey, noticed you've been a bit quiet. Hope everything's okay. Thinking of you in here if you want to talk." Give her space. Respect the silence. Don't follow up repeatedly. Let her respond in her own time. Focus on your own life. Don't put your life on hold. Engage in your hobbies. See friends. This shows you're secure and not dependent on her for your emotional state. This often makes you more attractive. This approach shows respect, confidence, and emotional maturity. It gives her the space she might need and makes it safer for her to re-engage when she's ready, knowing she won't be met with an interrogation. So, you've avoided smothering her. But what if your frustration about her silence leads you down another destructive path? The second major mistake is the accusation and blame game. When her silence makes you feel hurt, anxious, or rejected, it's easy to lash out, become defensive, or try to guilt-trip her into responding. This includes sending angry texts like, "So you're just going to ignore me now?" or "What's your problem?" Making passive-aggressive comments, accusing her of not caring, being unfair, or playing games. When you do talk, your tone is sharp, blaming, and you're focused on how her silence is affecting you negatively, often without trying to understand her perspective. This reaction often comes from a place of hurt ego, feeling powerless, or jumping to negative conclusions, e.g., "She's doing this to punish me." Anger can feel more empowering than vulnerability or anxiety in the moment. You might think being confrontational will force a resolution or make her see how upset you are. This is guaranteed to escalate any existing tension. It puts her immediately on the defensive, making genuine communication virtually impossible. She'll feel attacked, misunderstood, and unsafe. Instead of wanting to open up, she'll likely shut down even more or meet your anger with her own. You create a conflict cycle where the original reason for her silence gets lost in a battle of wills and accusations. When Lisa didn't reply for a few hours because of a family issue, Mark texted, "Fine. If you don't care enough to reply, whatever." Lisa, already stressed, felt attacked and became even less inclined to share what was going on. Instead of accusing and blaming, approach with curiosity, not accusation. If you do choose to reach out, after giving some initial space, frame it from a place of concern and a desire to understand. Use I statements. Express how you feel without blaming her. "Hey, I've noticed some distance and I'm feeling a bit concerned, confused. Is everything all right from your perspective?" Focus on understanding her experience. When she does talk, listen to understand her reasons, even if they're hard to hear. Validate her feelings before jumping in with your own. Choose your battles. Is her silence a minor blip or a major pattern? Sometimes letting a short period of quiet pass without interrogation is wise. This approach invites dialogue rather than demanding it. It shows you're capable of handling difficult emotions maturely and are more interested in connection than in winning an argument or assigning blame. Okay, so you're not pursuing and you're not accusing. But there's a third common mistake that can be just as damaging, even though it seems passive. The third big mistake, and it can be deceptively damaging, is the ostrich approach. Ignoring her silence, minimizing its significance, or pretending like nothing is wrong. This is the opposite of panic, but it can be just as alienating. This means you notice she's quiet or distant, but you deliberately don't address it. You act like everything is perfectly normal, perhaps being overly cheerful or engaging in superficial conversation, hoping the problem will just blow over. You might even dismiss her mood if she tries to express it subtly, saying things like, "You're just tired," or "Don't worry about it." This can stem from a fear of conflict, not knowing what to say or do, or a genuine but misguided belief that bringing it up will make things worse. Sometimes it's a learned pattern from past experiences where addressing issues led to arguments. Or frankly, sometimes it's just emotional laziness or obliviousness. When you ignore or minimize her silence, especially if she is upset or struggling, she can feel completely invalidated, invisible, and unimportant. It sends the message that you either don't notice her emotional state or you don't care enough to address it. This can breed deep resentment and make her feel incredibly alone in the relationship. The issue doesn't go away. It often festers and grows. Maria was quiet all evening, clearly bothered by something. Her partner, David, just chatted about his day and watched TV, never asking if she was okay. Maria felt completely unseen, and her frustration silently grew. Instead of ignoring or minimizing, acknowledge the shift, gently and non-judgmentally. After observing the silence for a bit, you can say something soft like, "Hey, you seem a bit quieter than usual. Is there anything on your mind?" Or, "I sense something might be up. No pressure to talk, but I'm here if you want to." Create a safe space to talk. Let her know you're open to hearing whatever it is without judgment. Respect her timing. Again, if she's not ready to talk, don't push. But the act of noticing and offering an ear can mean a lot. Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Sometimes her body language says more than her words, or lack thereof. This approach shows you're attentive, caring, and emotionally available. It validates her potential feelings and opens the door for communication when she's ready, making her feel supported rather than dismissed. Beyond just reacting to silence, the ultimate goal is to build a relationship where prolonged, unexplained silences are rare because you have a foundation of open communication. Regular check-ins. Make it a habit to talk about your feelings, your days, and the state of your relationship. Not just when there's a problem. Create emotional safety. Ensure she and you feel safe to express difficult emotions or concerns without fear of blame, dismissal, or explosion. Learn each other's communication styles. Some people need space when upset. Others need immediate reassurance. Talk about these preferences when things are good. Be a reliable partner. Consistency in your care, attention, and respect makes her less likely to feel she needs to go silent to be heard or to protect herself. When a woman feels consistently heard, valued, and safe, she's far more likely to communicate directly if something is wrong, rather than retreating into silence. This isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's about building a resilient, connected partnership. So, to recap the 3 big mistakes when she goes quiet: the panic and pursue overdrive, leading to suffocation; the accusation and blame game, leading to escalation; the ostrich approach, ignoring minimizing, leading to invalidation. The key takeaway? When she goes quiet, your first job is to manage your own anxiety and approach the situation with calm, respectful curiosity and a willingness to understand, rather than react out of fear or frustration. Your response can determine everything. Navigating relationship dynamics can be challenging, but understanding these pitfalls is a huge step forward. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you been guilty of in the past, or which one do you see most often? More importantly, what's one piece of advice you would give to a guy whose partner has gone quiet? Share your experiences and wisdom, respectfully, in the comments below. Your insight could genuinely help someone else out. If this video gave you some aha moments or valuable strategies, please crush that like button. It tells YouTube more guys need to see this. And if you know someone who's struggling with this exact scenario, please share this video. It could be a relationship saver. For more deep dives into understanding female psychology, improving your communication skills, and building rock-solid connected relationships, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Remember, your calm, confident, and understanding response is your greatest asset. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you in the next one.